Welcome everyone, Rob Toohey here. This is a video to showcase the Wayfinder's Guide to Eberron for Fantasy Grounds, D&D 5th edition of course. This is not an official Fantasy Grounds video, but I was the one that converted it, so I thought I would make a video to show it off. So first things first, I'm going to show the decals for the desktop. There's quite a few of them. I think there's 4 or 5, maybe 6. We'll find out. Here's the first one. Second one is the lightning train, or whatever that's called, the lightning rail, I think it is. Second one. Third one is a world view of Eberron itself. Fourth one is the plains of Eberron. So that's the fourth one. Fifth one is a picture of an airship, which I think is really cool. That's probably my favorite right there. And then the sixth one, getting into a little bit of the battle scene there. I think that's the last one, so there's 6. Yep, there's six of those. So the Eberron module for Fantasy Grounds is $19.99, available at the Smiteworks store, and it is a living document, so it is playtest material that will be updated when WotC sees fit to make updates to it, and then I imagine I'll get back into it and add the things that are added and see how that goes. So that's an experiment they're doing. They did put the PDF out on the Dungeon Masters Guild, so that's available. And then now we have the Fantasy Grounds module. So let's take a look at the reference manual. It's all laid out. There's 6 chapters and some appendices. So you've got the cover here, the credits. You go down and you see Fantasy Grounds module prepared by Rob Toohey. Thank you. And then you've got your intro here. So it takes you through and lets you know what's up with the world of Eberron. It will show you, there's a picture of that airship. It will show you, let's see if we can find where is, oh, it's probably the next chapter that shows the map of the world, which I think is really cool. But it goes through and talks about the economy. It talks about the last war, the mourning, everything that you're familiar with about Eberron, but all updated for 5th edition. Ancient mysteries. So a lot of information here. The PDF was 175 pages on its first go round, and all 175 of those pages are here. Welcome to Corvair. Here's the world map. If I click on it, it brings up the world map, and it's got the pinned locations with all of their descriptions for each pin, each of the different areas in the world of Corvair. So that's there. And then here they all are, of course, in the reference manual if you want to go through and read those. Let's see. Talks about everyday life. Let's see. Oh, after everyday life, it talks about magic and what's going on with magic in that world. Mage rights is there. Wand slingers. You can play a wand slinger. It says you can play a wand slinger. Yep, more about the economy. There's the full picture of the lightning rail, which is super cool. I love the look of that. One of the transportation modes, a couple of tables in there talking about, here's a table for crafting complications, a rollable table that's in there. And what do we have next? The faiths. There are many faiths, obviously. So it's going to go through and give you the different information about that. And just a ton of information if you want to build your own world or build your own modules concerning Eberron in 5th edition. It's just all here. Here's the full-size map of the actual entire world of Eberron right there. Boom. What else do we have here? There's the material plane, showing you that its location and all the other things that are in there. I'm not a strong lore person myself, but as I was reading through this while I was converting it is fascinating. So now there's also 4 different races, 4 different new races that are here. The changelings, the Kalash, Tar, the Shifters, and the Warforged. So they're all in there. And then, of course, all of these, the races are there. So if you go over to races here, those will all be there. And then there's also different dragon marked races that have been added too, and various sub races of that. Let's see. I think maybe the human has a lot. Let's look at that. So if you go to human, that's here. The sub races for the human. Yeah, there's 5 different ones, 5 different marks, dragon marked for humans. So I think overall there's 24 sub races and 4 new races. So I think that's right. So those are all in there. Dragon marks. It goes through and it talks about dragon marks, and it explains what they're about. There is a write-up on each particular dragon mark. So, like for example, and here's a new background: the house agent. So there she is, the house agent, and it is a new background complete with a table for your role. And also your feature, and then of course new tables for your personality trait, ideal, bond, and flaw. It's all there. And the mark of detection, there is a graphic for each one, and it goes through and it tells you, and it shows you the different races that are attached to these marks. So mark of detection, finding, handling, healing, hospitality, making. Keith Baker, the person that wrote most of this, that's the tattoo he has on his body. I heard that on a podcast. Passage, scribing, sentinel, shadow. So all the marks are there. And there's greater dragon marks, and it talks about what you can do if your character is marked by one of these, and aberrant dragon marks as well. So lots of tables. Here's a feat. If you have there's a couple new feats here as well. There's also new magic items, dragon shards, Kyber dragon shards, also Sibaries, and then we have arcane focuses and a couple of different common magic items, and they're all there, all really cool stuff. And then we have Bag of Bounty, Inquisitive's Goggles, Key Charm, on and on. All brand new stuff, all good stuff you can use in your games, along with a few graphics to go with it. And then there's a whole section on the city of Sharn, which is the city of towers. And this goes through and talks about the backgrounds. There's plenty of tables to roll on to get different things for your adventures: Nova, Outlander, Sage, Soldier, Urchin. A whole write-up on what's in Sharn, what Sharn's about. Here's a graphic of Sharn. So it's all there, all the information that you need to make a game or a campaign. And it goes on and on. The plateau quarter, the upper, the middle, all the different quarters and their upper, middle, and lower sections. So it goes on, and it's a lot of lore. It's a lot of good reading and interesting things, for you to, as a DM, make your games. Or if you're not a DM, but you're just a player and you want to be interested in, what kind of things they have in here. It's just pretty cool. I mean, I was blown away while I was making this, because I didn't even realize. I had never actually played an Eberron setting in any of the previous editions. Here is a quick Sharn story. So there's tables for a hook, a villain, a plot, a twist, and a final scene. And then I made a table, a template. So here's a template that you can actually click on, and you can generate a story. So if you click generate, it'll give you the hook, it'll tell you who the villain is, the plot, the twist, and the final scene. So you can kind of create a game from that. And again, that is it rolls on 5 different tables, which are all these tables here. Like here's the plot one, for example. Here's the plot table. So it rolls on all that, and it gives you your story. And then there's a bunch of further reading, and there is just a lot of reading that you can do on Eberron as far as stuff from previous editions and also novels, and those are all listed here, so you can look at that. There's a huge glossary that just goes through all the terms that might not be something that you're familiar with because it's particular to this world. And I mean, it is pretty big, and it tells you, and every word that it defines, like Jarasco, a dragon-marked house associated with the Mark of Healing, is in Chapter 4. So you can look up stuff in the glossary and maybe use some of those words, if anything, that you're doing, that you're writing. And let me go back just a bit here. Let me go back to this one here. They do encourage you to make your own adventures and publish them on the DM's Guild. And there's the link for that. You can put in the chat, and then if you click on it, it will go to the DM's Guild. Now, that's not going to show up on my screen because I have only Fantasy Grounds showing here. But trust me, it did go to the DM's Guild. I can actually show that. If I switch to this, I can show you this. And here it went to the DM's Guild here like that. Oh, I just clicked on two of them. Anyway, so it does click you over to the DM's Guild, and let me put it back here on recording for video, which is here, and then at the end there is the dragon marked houses and all of their crests. So every single crest that's available in the city of Sharn for these dragon marked things for these houses and all of Eberron are all right here. And if you click on any one of them, it shows you the full size image, you know, like this. So there you go. And it is pretty fantastic, guys. And this is only just the first go round. Again, it is a playtest material, and they are going to be adding to it throughout the coming months and years. Who knows what the timeline is? I don't. But there you go. So there's a look at the Wayfinder's Guide to Eberron, and I hope you guys will pick that up and enjoy it. Thanks very much.